Hello now, friends. In part one last week, we explored the adorable Apres Gel-X kits featuring Sanrio's beloved characters. But today, we are diving into an epic nail showdown. The $140 Apres Gel-X Kuromi collab versus a $16 Beetles kit from Amazon, which claims to be the perfect dupe. Will the pricey Appraise kit hold up against the budget-friendly Beetles? Stay tuned as we put these kits to the ultimate test, revealing if you can really get salon-quality nails without breaking the bank. So grab your favorite polish and let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. So I have shown off the Kuromi Appraise Gel-X kit in a video it pops up in one of these corners. And as promised, I am back to try that kit on my left hand. But what we will be doing on my right hand is a known dupe from Beetles. Some may recall I said in the last video I would try the Kitty and Kuromi collab, but I'm going to save the Hello Kitty one and leave it untouched for a giveaway coming up soon. More details on the giveaway will be coming up soon to the community tab, so make sure you are subscribed to catch all the details. And what we're looking at right now is a little bit of footage I still have left over from last night. I failed to hit the record button several times, so what we are looking at from some of this leftover footage last night, this is the Beetles one that I found on Amazon for 16 bucks. There is Prime Week going on right now, so there were some free gifts that you could choose from with the purchase. I picked up these little press-on nails. They're normally like 8 bucks, and I was like, that's cute, whatever, it's free. But as you can see, the Beetles packaging does not come as fancy or with as many extras. It does come with one lamp tube flash cure with the charging cable. We also get 500 nails total among 11 different sizes, 0 through 10. And they also give you the nail glue. They do have several options for shape and length. I went with the extra short almond since almond is one of my favorite shapes, and I need the shorter length right now for all the typing that I'm doing. I also thought it seemed super fun to see if we could dupe the Kuromi kit. As I went through all my polishes, I noticed I had some very close to that heavenly top coat. And who doesn't have like a black and a soft, dusty, nude, rosy kind of pink color? Also, I have a brush I got from a Vetsby order sometime back that is made for painting on a French tip. Price point wise, I'm about $40 to $50 in with the Beetles kit plus the polishes and the brush compared to the $140 Appraise kit. So we are looking at quite a price difference right now. I also will have links in the description for everything used today, and even if the FTC did ever want to come after a small channel like myself, I always love to disclose the truth. None of these items were given to me or PR. This is all stuff I wanted and I have purchased with my own money. Some of these items I've owned for a year and have repurchased over the past couple years. I do have an affiliate link with Vetsy and Amazon, so if you want to help support the channel and like any of the items you see from Vetsy or Amazon and use my links, they do give me a small percentage of that sale. But let's not waste any more time and get into these kits. My poor naked nails are crying out for a fresh set. First, we are going in with the pH bonder like the instructions state, and this is to help dehydrate the nails and remove any leftover oil on the nail. Removing all of that oil is going to help create a better bond. So for the Appraise hand, I'm going by the exact instructions they sent me with the kit. I got some great tips in the comments on the last video. Thank you very much for those tips and tricks. I am definitely going to be trying them out in the next few sets. But today I wanted to go with the idea of, let's say this you don't own any nail products at all, and this is your first one that you're jumping into for some reason. So I wanted to keep it just to the items that come in the kit, because in theory it should include everything needed to help make that set last and be strong and beautiful. I have done my prep work off camera already to help speed along the process. They just recommend to prep and clean the natural nail. It didn't go into a whole lot of how to prep the nail. I just used my normal prep routine with an e-file and a regular file to shape my natural nail. After filing, I just brushed away any dust and wiped them with alcohol and a lint-free wipe. I don't cut or nip my cuticles, as you can see in some of the video. After some light filing work and using a cuticle remover from Sally Hansen, the one in the blue-green bottle, it has been my go-to for years. There's normally nothing for me to really nip away. The next step is to apply a thin layer of the Extend Gel onto the natural nail. The nice thing about this formula, it's a non-wipe, so it should be tacky-free after curing. And if you have pets like me, that is a very nice thing, not having to worry about that random hair getting on the gel after curing. Since the lamp is only for one finger, I am painting this one nail at a time and curing. And while I'm curing, I do move the finger around a bit to make sure I hit every side. Later in the video, I finally have the lamp fully charged and I can just pick it up and move the lamp. One thing I'm not liking about this flash cure lamp is you have to hit the button to turn it on. It doesn't have an auto sensor feature, and for a lamp that's 30 to 40 bucks, you would think it has that feature at least. Also, I'm a little confused about the lamp timer. They want you to cure for 30 seconds, but the timer seems to last at least 60 seconds until it shuts off. I would think the lamp timer would be 30 seconds, or make it so if you click the button once it's 30 seconds, and if you hold the button in a couple seconds more, you get like a 60-second timer. It's a little annoying just pulling out my phone for the timer. I guess they also assume some people turn on the lamp first and need like that extra time to get into position. I never pre-turn the lamp on. I have the worst luck ever. It seems to be like just enough light will hit the nail and freeze it into place, and now I'm stuck with a sideways nail. So I'm not liking the lamp a whole lot right now. It says we need to cure for 30 seconds under the Omni lamp. The next step after we have the Extend Gel on all of the nails is to scrub the GelX prep onto the underside of the fake nail until that becomes tacky and dull. So instead of etching the inside of the nail with an e-file, this is going to chemically etch the inside of it and help the bond be more secure. Also, as I'm using the Apres kit, I really like the round brushes. I was showing it off a little earlier when I first started using the Extend Gel, but I really like that round brush applicator. It makes it very precise and easy to follow the natural shape of the nail. I have purchased other knockoff GelX kits, and normally the brushes are more square, and I tend to get a little on my hand when I do the awkward shaped nail beds. These round brushes, though, are giving me a lot of control over where the product goes. Once that prep is tacky, next we can go ahead and apply the Extend Gel onto the actual Apres nail. This part takes a little bit of practice, and I'm still working out all the details myself. My go-to for the last few years are self-made press-ons, so the muscle memory isn't quite there with the GelX. Next, we are going to place it at a 45-degree angle and gently press down to help move the glue. And we'll try to make sure that it's free of air bubbles as we're doing this. If any does happen to flow over the free edge or get on your skin, make sure to wipe it up. Even as a HEMA-free formula, there are still other chemicals in there that can be harmful to the skin and cause potential allergy issues. Now, again, this is where it's going to get a little tricky, at least for me. You want to keep the nail in place. You don't want to squish it down too hard. You still want to use light pressure to keep it in place, but you don't want to move the nail out of the place that it's in, and you need to turn on the light. Plus, with me, I have to think about the camera setup, not hit any of the lights or the tripod, try to also keep everything in frame. And there is the lack of the auto sensor. So I'm not going to lie, this was a little bit of a struggle for me. I did end up with a couple of air bubbles for time purpose. I went ahead and pushed on for the video. Later on, after I get done editing and everything, I'm going to remove those nails and redo them. I don't want water to accidentally get trapped in the air bubbles and anything worse to happen. So for the purpose of the video, I left them on. But once the video is over, they are definitely coming off. And if you don't nail it... Come on, that was funny. Come on, me. Let me have a laugh track. All right, fine, whatever. If you don't nail it on the first couple of times, don't beat yourself up. Things happen. Remember, people go to school to do nails. It's not meant to be mastered the very first set that you ever put on your hands. Just have fun, learn from the mistakes, and improve as time goes on. That is the best thing that you can do for yourself whenever you're learning anything new. Once all the nails are on, it does say we want to cure them in an LED lamp for 60 seconds. I'm going to use my E-Nail Couture King lamp since I only have the flash cure lamps with Apres. I don't own any of their big lamps. So the next step was to take the GelX prep again and scrub it over the surface of the nail. My dog started to distract me while I was making the video and totally skipped this step. We had some bad thunderstorms come through, so he needed his thunder buddy, aka me, and his favorite stuffed duck to calm his nerves. So, in my life, my dogs take precedence over anything and everything that I'm doing. So, yeah, he won. So, I don't think it's going to change too much of how well the nail stays on. Maybe more so just how well the polish is going to stay on. And I'll be honest, I never use a base coat or anything on top of soft gel nails, so I think I'll be okay. But this is the moment of truth. How is this French line going to turn out? And let's say it wasn't very good. Yeah, it wasn't good. Normally, I use a liner brush for my French, and for some reason, the odd shape of the brush was just... it was throwing me all off. I don't know why. Also, maybe it was because of the lighting when I'm recording. I was having a really hard time seeing the guidelines to follow. Before I was done with the first nail, I went ahead and switched over to some liner gel that I got from Nicole Diary through Amazon a while ago. I did a little bit better, but honestly, with the camera and the lighting setup and the tripod where it's placed right now and trying to stay in frame on top of all of it, I was not doing very well on this French at all. I'm going to be the first to admit it. Plus, my muscle memory from painting nails comes more so when they're on the nail stands, not when it's on my hand. So I'm used to being able to get that really odd, awkward, weird positions because you're just moving the nail stand, not like your hand into an impossible position that it was never meant to be in. But it's fine. It's fine. If I was keeping this set on, I would use some stickers or rhinestones to help hide that rough smile line. There's There's always a way to hide and fix your mistake when it comes to nails. You just have to be creative. I did, though, as you can see, I struggle bust through it. Now for the Heavenly Top Coat in Troublemaker. The chromatic glitter effect is very light. Normally, I only do one layer of top coat, but this time I went in with two to try and get that effect to really pop. But it still seemed very subtle, even under like brighter lights and very focused light. So I got a little thirsty during the recording, and everybody asked, how do you do things with those nails? This is how I do it, even when they have air bubbles in it. But this is what the Apres hand will look like when fully completed. Yes, some of the French lines are a little rough, and this video isn't about my lack of art skills today. It's about the GelX systems we are using. So now we are going to go on to Challenger number 2, the Beetles GelX system. So they only have 6 steps in the Beetles instruction, but I am going to add a little bit on because I do feel certain steps are needed, like a dehydrator as well as a bonder. So I will be using the Nail Prep Dehydrator from Born Pretty and the Young Nails Protein Bond. Both of those I've picked up off Amazon in the past. To create the base color, I'm going to use Betsy's newest Hema-Free line. This color is called Glazy. It was the closest nudie pink-like color I have to the base of the Kuromi ones. Originally, I was going to use the brush I had from Betsy that was meant to draw on French lines. It's styled just like the Apres one. But after the fail I was having with the Apres one, I stayed with what I know, and that was my black liner. So I went ahead and used the Nicole Diary black gel liner again. To create the Heavenly Top Coat, I have this gel from eNail Couture. It was from one of their dual chromatic lines, and it has this green-blue glitter effect. Lastly, since I have so much of it right now, I am going to use the eNail Couture Wonder Gel Top Coat to lock and seal everything in. And again, I prepped my nails with an E-file and regular file, just like I did on my left hand. First, I am going in with the Born Pretty Dehydrator. Next, I'm going in here with the Young Nails Protein Bonder. I like to paint it inside the nail first, since this seems to take a moment to get kind of tacky. And then I go ahead and paint it on my natural nail. Just like with the Apres one, it recommends putting the nail glue on like a base coat. But this time we're going to cure for 60 seconds. I'm going to tell you already, the Beetles one has stolen my heart with the auto sensor feature. And it's only 16 bucks. But I noticed this brush is more square than round, unlike the Apres one. It did follow my nail beds okay, but I do feel like I had better control with the Apres one. Next, we put the nail glue on the nail. I'm going to do the same thing, putting some at the lip and then bringing it into the well. You don't want to paint the whole inside of the artificial nail unless your natural nail is that long. You only need it to cover up about halfway of where your natural nail is, because once you press down, the glue will spread up into the sides of where your natural nail is. Again, we are going to apply the nail at a 45-degree angle and using that light pressure to help move the glue around and make sure we push all of the air bubbles out. Again, it was a little bit easier with the auto sensor, but I still had a couple of trouble on some nails when I was trying to slide under the lamp. I'm blaming me. I think it was an operator error, not a kit error with the Apres or the light when it came to just how I was holding the nail. That was a me issue. And like I said, a little tricky to get the movements right. We got a couple air bubbles, but It's not a big deal. I'll just take this set off. There was a set I already have in mind that I want to do. There's been a House of the Dragon inspired set I've had my eyeball on, and I think I finally finalized the way I want them to look. So the big difference between these two kits, it doesn't say to cure all five fingers after you're complete. So I did go ahead and slide my hand into my big lamp, my Nail Couture King lamp, for 60 seconds just to make sure everything is nice and cured. First, I'm going to wipe off the nails with some alcohol, at least to help remove any oils. I did that at least off camera because I know I've touched my nails a few times and I didn't want any oils to mess up the manicure. With these soft gel nails, I normally, like I said, I don't buff the surface or even use a base coat. I just jump straight into color and it seems to always work out okay for me. At least, again, with soft gels. So first, I'm going to do one thin coat of this glazy from Vetsy on all 5 nails. I cured it for 60 seconds and it was a little on the light side, so I did go in with coat number 2 to help bring out the color a little bit more. Now for the trickier part. Nail art with my non-dominant hand and a French at that, while I'm not trying to hit the tripod or the lights. Okay. And I will admit, it was going a little bit better for me not having to think about the guidelines and just do the French the way I normally would, which is a very odd method. The couple of times you're able to see me do it in frame, I will admit it does look very odd, but it's just what works best for me. What I like to do is I'll do a line at the very middle of the nail, and then on the sides, I'll draw from where the fake nail and my real nail, aka the free edge, meet, and I draw a line on each side of that. And then I'll go back in and then create like this curved, I'm creating almost like an A, but with a curved line in the middle instead of a straight line for the A. That's the best way I can think of describing my method. It's not perfect. It doesn't always come out the way I hope. Sometimes the line's a little too thick and I'll go back in and clean it up with some acetone. But overall, using that A method, it's just what helps me the best when I'm making a French manicure. But once I'm happy, well, we're using happy as a loose statement, but once I'm okay with the placement, I'll go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. Since this is a liner gel, it's going to be much more opaque than a regular polish, and it won't level out the same like the regular gel polish does. I can get away with just one coat and the color will still look really black and really true to its color, even in just one coat. Now, this chromatic polish I'm using isn't a top coat, it's just a regular gel polish. So we still have to top coat it. I'm going to put a thin coat of this on and cure it for 60 seconds. Lastly, we have to finish it with a nice top coat and seal it all in. And I'll cure that for 60 seconds also. I will say I like the chromatic glitter better from the Nail Couture one than I did from the Apres kit. It feels like the ones in the Nail Couture one, the chromatic glitter pieces are a little larger, and I could see all the sparkle in one coat a lot easier, even in low light situations. And this is the finished Beetles hand. I do always like to go back in even after I do the top coat. I noticed the little nub way after I got done painting everything. So I did go back in with the light file just to clean up all the edges and remove any of that nub. And this is what the nails look like side by side. Both kits have their pros and cons. I'm going to say the biggest pro for the Apres system in general are the nails. I think I might be a convert. For how thin the cuticle area is, but the overall strength of the nail, it's very nice. I had to do nothing to the Apres nail at all, and it blended in perfectly with my natural cuticle area. With the Beetles ones, I did have to clean it up to make it look more flushed against the nail bed. And even after some filing work to blend the edges, I still feel they're not as flushed as the Apres one. Also, with the Apres nails, they seem to fit my cuticle area better and ran in the normal sizes I would like for my fingers. Like, normally my thumb is always a 3. With the Beetles ones, I think the sizes ran a little smaller. My thumb was a 0, and I'm normally never a 0 on any finger. What I don't like about the Apres nails are the guidelines. For me personally, it throws me off a little bit, but luckily it's just a certain lineup that has the guidelines. Most of the Apres nails do not. I really thought I was going to like the black French gel polish in the kit, but again, the shape of the applicator threw me off more than it was helping. Plus, I like doing my French tip in one coat, and liner gel is always going to win in my book when that department. I felt like I had more control with the liner gel also than the regular gel polish. For me, the top coat is a little too subtle in the effect, and I know I can find other gels with the same effect and not have to buy a $140 kit to get it. So overall, am I happy with the Apres Gel-X Kuromi collab? Did I turn myself around? Yes and no. I do like the Apres system. The packaging for the collab was cute, but I think I would have liked it more had I gone the route of buying just what I needed. And honestly, that's the nails. The ones on the Kuromi collab are nice, but just in general, the Apres nails are so flushed and flawless looking with no work at all. So what were your thoughts on today's video? Is there another GelX kit you've been eyeballing but want somebody to try out first? Let me know in the comments below. I also thought about making a series on can I dupe it? Since I have so many gel polishes and trying to penny pinch, finding ways to de-influence myself also, I thought it'd be fun if we could find ways to help each other out. So if you see polishes or other special releases that you want to see if we can dupe here on the channel, drop in the comments and let's save each other some money together. Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend you do. We are going to have a giveaway shortly, and all of the details will be in the community post and a upcoming video soon. One of the prizes will be the Hello Kitty Apres GelX kit, so you can join me on your GelX journey. As always, my nail friends, thanks for stopping by to hang out with me and find a little way we can save some money and still have a fresh set of salon-worthy nails. If it's your birthday, happy birthday. Remember, my nail besties, be pure, be honest, be beautiful. I love ya. Bye!